John Borthwick, co-founder of betaworks, current CEO, major disruptor, Crunchy award winner. John, you call betaworks a new medium company. What is that?
So I believe that the web and how people use it is changing radically with the advent of social, real-time media and social distribution. So when we started out betaworks a little bit over 3 years ago, Andy Weissman and I thought that at the outset that there would be the social web would present a new way of letting people find things online, and then it would also transform the experience of the things that they found. And so we see that as a new medium. We see that the web is changing. As the web becomes socialized in the non-Obama sense, it's evolving into something different. Web pages are changing, and most importantly, the first chapter is that the way people find things are changing. So betaworks today is a collection of companies that it's about 30 companies, some of which we operate out of our office, and some of which we actually started, incubated at betaworks, and then others are ones which we've seed invested in. But we designed betaworks as a company because we saw that this new medium that was evolving, one of the characteristics of it was that these companies were loosely connected at the data level. So if you pick up the web and look at it, from underneath, what you'd see all these clusters of people accessing these things, which we call websites or databases, and then human beings are, in a lot of cases, carrying the data back and forth from website to website as they take links, as they share things, as they move things around. And all of that is just the web is oblivious to our business structures that we call corporations. The web is, at its core, is about data. And so we designed betaworks to be a reflection of what we saw this new medium to be.
So you're a new medium company in a new medium.
Yeah. So the company is designed to be a loosely coupled network of things because we see the web as a loosely coupled network.
So if it's also loosely coupled, why is there a need for a CEO?
Well, so the betaworks companies, there are some which are a subset which we actually manage out of our office, and we've incubated those things and started those things up. And normally when you start something up, you want to have somebody sort of at the helm. Betaworks itself is a very light organization. There are less than 10 people at betaworks. Right now there's about 7. I say right now because it kind of ebbs and flows a bit. In other words, when we start something new, we'll add a few people, and then we spin it out into its own entity, and then betaworks actually shrinks. So betaworks sort of goes from somewhere on the low end to about 6 people. On the high end, it's gone up to about 12 people. Right now, it's around 7.
And what does betaworks do? Join the dots between the different players within your ecosystem?
So we do. We try and join some dots, but my previous job, I was up at Time Warner, and I was working with divisional CTOs to sort of connect dots there as the corporate technology guy. I was ostensibly in charge of technology strategy for Time Warner Corporate. And I had very vivid and hands-on experience of what sort of, top-down architected synergy looks like. And it usually doesn't work. It almost always doesn't work. So the way we really work is more, I would describe it more as enlightened self-interest, is that people use, so let me run through some examples, some of our companies, right? So Bitly is one of the companies that we've built. We incubated it at betaworks, and it's now almost a 20-person company. It's raised outside money. It is got about 65% market share of the URL shortening business, and it's made URL shortening into a business, right? Before Bitly, Google wasn't in this business, Facebook wasn't in this business, Twitter wasn't in this business. It was sort of a cottage industry. Bitly established this as a business. And Bitly itself is both a website, which a lot of people use. It's a top 100 website, but more importantly, it's actually an API. And so Bitly's inside of TweetDeck. Bitly's also used on most of the Twitter clients. Bitly was default within Twitter for a long time.
And TweetDeck is also part of the
betaworks ecosystem. Tim Armstrong, nice to see you, sir.
I was just walking through the
Live.
control room and I saw you live. I said, sorry.
This was a nice interruption.
Yes. Do you want to tell them what betaworks is?
How's it going?
It's going great.
You going great?
Yeah, but
Should I double down?
you
on
could
it?
come help.
I will.
Need a joke.
So one of our many CEOs. No, I'm kidding. So Tim is actually an investor, so an old friend.
And by the way, for viewers, if they're lucky enough to see that, we're in the AOL studios in New York, and Tim Armstrong happened to be walking past, which shows the power of John Borthwick, even if he looks like Captain Haddock.